Hi, welcome back to the workshop. Today we are looking at Cavalex Models Class 60. Now, Mike, of course, we've seen the progress of the Class 60 from Cavalex, and here they all are. They look amazing, and also we have our own Key Model World version in front of us as well.
That's right, yeah. So there's been this is the first batch that's arrived, and pretty much all of them, the first batch that's arrived are here on the layout today. Really finely produced models, and like I said, we've commissioned DC Rail 60029, and it's really smart grey livery, and that is we've been shipping those out to pre-order customers, and hopefully people are enjoying them on their layouts.
Well, look, how could they not? Because just filming on the layout today, I mean, the sound profile alone is incredible, and you'll get to hear that in just a minute. But the depth of the profile, the different startup functions and so forth, the tones and everything, it's a really good profile.
Oh, it really is. It's a very comprehensive profile. We actually went to Toten TMD back in July last year, where they actually recorded the sound profile with 60074. It was great to actually be there whilst the SU was doing its thing, miking the locomotive up, capturing all the sounds, and it's really quite interesting to hear that finished result on the scale model when it comes in, and how all those things they recorded that day actually fit together.
It is a fascinating process, and as I said, in this particular model they do sound incredible, but what is also equally as amazing is the detail that Cavalex have put into this. I mean, for example, looking at the engine bay behind those grills, looking at all the detail in the bogies and all the pipework and so forth. No matter where you look on these models, no matter what livery they are, even the cab detail, it is exquisite.
It is absolutely exquisite on these models. I think the detailing on these is absolutely phenomenal. And it's not just skin deep, like you pointed at the underframe. The underframes are different, have the correct underframe tanks for the correct locos. Some had long range fuel tanks, some had original fuel tanks on them. There's even, for example, on 60029, there's detailed difference in the printing on those underframe tanks as well to actually correctly reflect how that locomotive is, actually at this point actually was, because it had some amendments since then as well. But they've really gone to town on every single possible detail you can imagine on these 60s.
Absolutely. Well, for now, enough talking. Have a listen to these.
Hi, I'm Gareth from Trains for You. Based in the heart of Peterborough, we've been serving the region's modelling needs for the last 20 years. We stock all major scales from N to O, with a huge selection of new and quality used models on display, along with kits, power and control, scratch building materials, and everything else you might need for your model railway. We're official stockists of Cavalex Models, KR Models, Revolution Trains, Acura Scale, and we're also a stockist of Hornby TT120, as well as all the major manufacturers and suppliers. We have a huge showroom with displays spread over 2 floors. Our showroom is open 6 days a week, and you can find us at some of the major exhibitions around the UK. Come pay us a visit, either in-store or online at trainsforyou.com.
Well, as I said earlier on, Mike, they do sound incredible, and just listening to them just trundling around the layout, passing each other, they do sound fantastic.
Oh, they do. And there's so many functions within the sound profile as well. Like you alluded to some of it actually, but there's it's things like, for example, turning on the engine room light. The actual sound profile for that includes the driver opening the door, the light switch being turned on, the light coming on, and then when you turn the sound function off again, this reverse happens. So it switches the light switch off, opens the door and closes the door. And it sounds a little bit over the top perhaps when you first talk it through, but actually when you listen to it and see it happen, actually it really brings that little detail really to life.
Well, the one that I actually quite liked was the very long, cold start.
Yes. Yeah.
And that to me sounded absolutely fantastic. Everything going on, the bell going ding, and I think that whole startup process was about an entire minute or thereabouts, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, and they literally recorded every single aspect of that from 60074 at Totem, so they could capture everything from him switching the battery isolator switch on the side, right through to actually pressing the start button to the point where the engine actually then starts turning over and then finally fires up as well.
Absolutely.
And then there's more as well, because actually even within the driving functions you've got choices as well. So within the sound profile you can just use your throttle on your control system to ramp up the speed and the sound profile. But if you switch function 25 on these, then that gives you manual notching. So you can then actually take complete control over the sounds of the engine. So using function 6, then you can press function 6 to reduce the engine sound down so it coasts. Then you can bring the engine back up with function 7. So for example, if you've got your loco running around your layout, you want to replicate that it's going up a gradient or slowing down or whatever, you can take complete control over the sound profile as well as the speed of the model at the same time. You can do that all independently.
This is what I'm really enjoying about the modern sound profiles that are now starting to come out for not just the Class 60s, but a lot of other models as well. The fact that they're more interactive, they're more playability-wise, rather than just sound.
Exactly. Drivability is one of the first things I'm always looking for in a sound profile. I want to be able to drive a model. I want to be able to replicate different things with it. I don't want it just to go round and round and round and make engine noises. Love the engine noises, but I want to be able to control that as well. Actually, this sound profile allows you to do all those things.
It sure does. And look, as far as haulability is concerned, I mean, the engines that we've had running on the layout today, they seem to be very smooth, very flawless, and very quiet as well, apart from the profile.
Yes, apart from the sound profile, yes. So people may have noticed on the internet that actually Cavalex Models put a statement out the other day explaining about that some models have got a bit of a rumbling sound from their drivetrain. There is now a fix for that, so if you've got that problem, you can get in contact with Cavalex Models or the retailer you purchased the model from, and they will supply the replacement parts to solve that problem. It doesn't affect all models, but it does affect some. Really simple modification to do as well. It's the kind of thing you can do at home within about 3 or 4 minutes. So it's not a difficult thing to do, because they've actually designed these locos to be simple to change axles on anyway, because they're designed for conversion to EM and P4 gauge. So you can easily open them up. Well, you don't have to open them up, basically turn them upside down, take the keeper plate off the bogie, and you can change an axle out very simply on them. So you can do all that. In terms of running, like I said, very smooth running locos, very powerful as well, and good road holding as well. So a bit like the Cavalex Class 56, the centre axle isn't driven on each bogie, so the drive is to the outer four axles, so there's 2 axles each bogie, I should say. But there is no question there is plenty of haulage capacity with these. When the rake of HOA wagons that's behind 60062 there, they weigh 3.5 kilograms, those wagons. Is that full rake that's running today. So that's a pretty significant amount of weight.
It is, yeah.
And I've also tested some of the gradients on my own layout. It will start that 3.5 kilo train off from a standing start on a 170 gradient. So no question there's plenty of power in these.
Well, that is impressive, and it's really good to have a model that just literally will haul any stock, no matter what you've got, how long you want to haul the train, it will just dig its heels in and go for us.
Right. I mean, these locos were literally built to move mountains. The construction locos were there to move heavy aggregate trains, really heavy loads. That's what they were built for, and it's really nice to see that replicated in the model form as well.
Well, if you are a fan of the Class 60 and have been long awaiting the Cavalex Models Class 60, and they are finally here and they will suit you and your layout. And you can read a full review of these models and our limited edition, of course, in our recent edition HM214 of Hobby Magazine.
That's right, and there's also more Cavalex Class 60s coming, so the second batch is due to arrive in a few weeks' time. That'll cover the early deliveries, including the sectorisation period. Plus, obviously, you can read more about these models online at keymodelworld.com. And do keep an eye out as well on the Key Model World shop. Once we've completed all the pre-order process, we may have some spare DC Rail Class 60s available for general sale, but if you can actually register your interest there on the products on our Key Model World shop, if you're interested. Thank you very much for watching today, and we'll see you next time.